Hi everyone. So today I was looking at this point of the mental approach, the mental state, and the physical approach, the physical state. And how over the last 2 years, 3 years, I've been walking a specific process that is leading to this realization of how, like, on a very on my body level, on the memory level of my body, on deep levels of my body where memory is stored, I've defined approaching school, anything like school, like elementary school, middle school, high school, being a school, teachers with other kids, that whole thing, very much as a mental thing. As opposed to a physical thing. So, what does it mean to be physical? To be physical means to realize that, my body is what's real. That whatever thoughts you have about other people, that whatever, perceptions you're having mentally about a situation or things, none of that is real. What's real is the actual physical reality, your body. That kind of awareness or state or living, that's something completely different than what we're used to. It's true. But that's been part of my process the last 8 years, to work with that, to live that. And the last years, I've been focusing on education. And I've been walking that process of education, working with kids. But what I'm realizing now is the extent of how much I've defined on my self level, how education needs to be something that's mental. And now I can see the difference between me approaching that education, working with kids, on a physical level, in a physical way, in the physical dimension, as opposed to what I've been doing so far as the mental approach. And I see this being all tied within the years upon years upon years within the schooling system. It's over 12 years, I guess. 12 years. And I can see clearly now the moments where, when I was in school, in the classroom, in the desk, sitting there, how I would sometimes daydream. And be a very mental thing, daydream about things. Or when I would try to remember things to study, it would be always in my mind, Or when I would, when I'd be there in school, I would think about other people, think about friendships, relationships, other people. It was very much always like a mental thing. It was never really something that's physical as my body, because if I was approaching from that point, then all the problems that I saw, all the experiences in my mind wouldn't be there. They would just drop. I would just be here, physical. And be okay because I realized, okay, my body is okay, it's physical. all these mental ideas and projections, they aren't real. And so far, when I was approaching education in the last few years, I still have that mental thing. And that's not something I was really fully aware of that I was doing. I didn't know that something was, let's say, wrong. And that's why the last years I've been working through dimensions of that, of the mind, of emotions, feelings, of I've been walking a process that has led me now to this point. So now I can see, because I was in environments where I saw kids, exposed to kids, see them how they were interacting, and I can see clearly, kids are very young. They're already in the mental realm. You could say the mental mind, the points of feeling insulted and all these different points within the mental way, within being stuck within their minds, definitions of self, instead of being practical, physical, realizing their physical bodies and their physical value or physical essence or something. It's like all the things going on with the minds that came from the parents, because the teachers. It's like a lot of it comes from the adults that are involved. And it's like little kids then become like mini adults, and they play within the games of gossiping, of lying, manipulation, of playing pretend, and all these different things. And that's all mental reality. And that is something we do as adults. We do that, and we play our mental games with each other. It's all mental. It's not really physical here, practical. Realizing, okay, I have value because I'm here, I'm alive. And it's referencing this body. And a lot of education, a lot of learning would become more effective, efficient. It would occur faster. It was purely through this physical route. Because all those blockages of emotions that are in the mental level would just fall away. Because on the physical level, it's stable. The physical reality is always stable. So for me, it's a process, and it's been a process to realize this, where it's like on a physical level, I've had this memories, this conditioning, this learning of approaching education, school, working with kids, learning through that mental activity, and validating that, and supporting that mental separation from physical reality. So right now, you're realizing this, now I can really change this more fully, take this really in a new direction, into the physical direction, which, I don't see anyone emphasizing that physical education, it's like, to really get to that point of, okay, the physical is what's real. The mental projections you're creating aren't real. When you learn something, it has to be learned on the physical level. It has to become yourself. That very basic point, that would make a huge difference within the lives of children who are learning, who would otherwise, if they tried to approach the mental approach, a lot of them would fail. Which is what we have nowadays. A lot of people are failing. Or they're going to embrace the mental approach and become in a way twisted and contorted because then they're going to approach life through that mental way, where they're going to approach everything through a mental definition separate from the physical reality of how things exist. So everything exists on a physical level. So that this literally is going to change a child's life and how they approach life, because it's their eyes, it's how they perceive things, it's how they interact with things, it's how they live. And it's a big difference between really being here in the physical or being separate from the physical and within your mind trying to create definitions, perceptions, beliefs, projections onto reality, all that. And that creates another separation. That's your own creation within your mind. So, and also, kids would be much more stable within themselves. So that's another thing as well. They would know who they are because they're physical. They know who they are. It's not within definitions of the mind about this or that, like good or bad, or right or wrong, or la la la, or a good person, bad person. It's about physical. It's here, it's stable, it's real. It exists. It's eternal already. It's already complete. So this is how I'm gonna approach things now. Try to correct this in real time and really be a real physical example, fully 100%, not accepting, allowing any mental activity, any mental acceptance and allowance within myself or others in that environment, because that's the point. It needs to be shown, the point needs to be lived. That's the point of responsibility needs to be taken. Because otherwise, what's the point? So, okay. So, if some of this makes sense to you but not fully, I suggest looking at the Desteni website, look at where it talks about the physical, and you'll see there, through time, through reading, through listening, to understanding, you'll start seeing for yourself what that really means more and more. It's a process in order to understand what this means. Because you really only understand it once you actually live it for yourself. Until then, it's just in your mind, which is mental. Okay. So thank you very much. Have a good one. Bye.